All right, and we're back. Week 3. We've got a special guest, Munchin Ruggs III. Thanks for coming.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Interesting week, a lot of injuries, a lot of shakeups. We got a third party voting in the power rankings, so it's a little different, but it didn't correct itself as much as I would have liked. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we got, as always, Ovi here. He's going to go over some stuff from last week and stuff to look forward to.
Be prepared for the spin cycle, boys. Be prepared for the spin.
Well, we just do facts, no lamestream media here. So I'll just go over some quick facts, as I always do. So from last week, I just wanted to go over the weekly payouts. Matt had the most points against me. Second week in a row that I lost to the team with the most points. Just putting that out there as a fact, just so people know that. Most points scored against me first 2 weeks. Losing team with most points was I Am the Liquor again. That's 2 weeks in a row that he's got that tough start for him, but he's got $40 out of that. Most yards, Matt, which is backup Terry against me, 980 yards. Small number there. And then most receiving touchdowns, TP43 had 4. So those are our payouts. Next week, we got the most receiving yards and most defensive points going into next week.
Can I also like to trim in on one of the facts is that you have the least amount of points for of anyone in the league. So just throwing that out there again as facts.
And the most against. But yeah, okay, both.
Not a good recipe for success. But Matt got a fifth of his league fee back in 1 week, so not too bad there.
He did, yeah. $55 for Matt. So not bad there.
Not quite, but actually more.
No, more than a fifth. Yeah.
All right, so we'll just jump into the power rankings. We're going to have a post that'll list them all out, so you guys can look at that later, but we'll go ahead and just discuss it. It's a blend of all 3 of our picks, and we got some shakeups. We have a new number 1, 2020 champ, up 2 spots from last week. He's undefeated. He's hanging some points.
What did you have him at, Dave?
I had him at 2. I mean, I think I like his I like his team. I just think Mostert getting dinged up, like he's kind of a lingered injury guy. Chark hasn't been he's been doing fine, but he hasn't been getting the red zone targets as much as normal. And then can Jonnu Smith do this every week? He's very good. I think I think he could be a solid tight end for the rest of the year. But I mean, he had another 2 touchdowns.
22 points. So the reason I actually had him at 1. You got a down week from Lamar Jackson, both running backs, and he still was able to get a win. Only 109 points, not massive. But when you got 3 down scores from your 3 first picks, still get a win.
Sure.
I just don't love his receivers. And Austin Eckler seems to be losing some touches too. So,
yep.
But I had
he still put up 16. He still put up 16 though. I think Eckler's still going to eat regardless of.
We argued about that during the game.
But there's a new quarterback 10 minutes before kickoff, so I think the game plan was a little mixed up.
Yeah, he was good though.
Yeah.
Which helps Keenan Allen. Just throwing that out there.
Definitely.
Who's on my team?
But Tyrod Taylor's back as a starter as soon as he's healthy.
After he has his heart attack.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can do that, but.
All right. So number 2 on the power rankings is also up 2 spots from last week. Big Dick Nick. Dave, you had him at number 1, so lead us off.
Yeah, Kloss is my guy first off, but I'm a big Kyler guy. I think that he's just Cliff is just going to keep letting him do his thing. And, I mean, Devontae got dinged up. He could have even had a bigger week. And then, Chubb is just always going to eat. And if he can start John Brown in his flex one time, he's going to have even more points because Emmanuel Sanders didn't do anything and John Brown has done stuff both weeks. So I think, his only weakness right now is basically Hawkinson, who's is going to have up and down weeks. I don't know.
DJ, huge cock.
Huge dick.
Huge. He's 2-0. He's got Kyler Murray, who seems to be rushing in, 2 touchdowns a week. That's going to help.
He looks good.
Devontae Adams is limping a little.
Yeah, I've got him at 2, undefeated. Not a ton of points either week, but the team looks strong, and he's 2-0. That's why I had him there.
That's fair.
All right, number 3, we've got going down 2 spots. Last week was number 1, taking an L this week, Hunt. You have
I had him 1. Yeah, I had him 1 last week too. I just think, even though he's 1-1, I just think with 3 running backs like that, running backs are such a premium, and he's got Jacobs, Kamara, and Carson. Carson is, you could argue, he's probably his 3rd running back, but he had 21 the first week and 17.5 last week. So if Chris Carson's going to be that good, he's got 3 nasty running backs. People barely have 1 running back
Yeah.
Never mind
he
2,
does
and he's
roll
got
about
3.
3 of the studs, so that
I
definitely.
don't know. I have him at 6. I just like Stafford. Stafford stinks. He's bad. Like, sure, he's gonna throw it 50 times a game. I get that, but like,
Yeah.
Allen
I don't love
Robinson's
his
not.
receivers. Yeah.
Allen Robinson's not great. Mike Williams might not make it through 16 games. Hunter Henry might not make it through 16 games.
Yeah.
So sure, if he gets 60 out of
But
his 3 running
you
backs,
can
that's
find
great.
receivers. I don't know. That's how
You
I
say
feel.
that, and your team's trash. I'm just saying that.
But we couldn't find receivers, running backs.
I don't know. I just think
You
like
can't find running backs.
You can't find
But
anything.
No, I understand. I'm
Oh,
saying
me.
that.
Okay.
Yes, we're talking about you now. No, like I just don't. I think he's like middle of the road, depending on how his like other half of his team does. Like I know his running backs are great and stuff, but like I don't know. It just depends on the
I
rest
hate
of
the
it.
way I hate the way Hunt trades. I hate the way he communicates. But I'm here for you, Hunt. I'm standing
I
up
would
for you.
say
I
he
have
has
you
no,
number
no,
1.
no. You need to relax. No one's on your side on this whole thing.
Huh?
But I would say that Hunt, like he has a high ceiling. I think his team is like could produce like a ton of points every week. It just depends on how his
He
like.
can withstand more with 3 good running backs.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
All right, number 4, the biggest jump of the week, up 6 spots. That'll happen when you drop
153.
We got Matt, back up Terry. Let's see who had him the highest.
Not me.
Yeah, you guys both had him at 4.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
like I couldn't have been happier that Matt absolutely ran through Ovi's team. But Aaron Jones is not going to put up 40 points a week.
So if you redrafted right now, though, where's Aaron Jones going? He's probably like a top 5 pick.
I mean, I had him last year, and it's the classic like sophomore slump. Like, he led the league in touchdowns last year, like 18 touchdowns, whatever. I was like, there's no way he's going to do this again.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to take him just because like I'm going to have my hopes are going to be way too high. I'm not going to take him, whatever. And he puts up fucking 263 yards on me.
32 points.
And
It's one of the
absolutely
bigger running
smoked me.
back performances I think we've had in the last 5 years at least.
I think the thing with Matt too is like it's always been his receivers. I mean, we're like kind of laughing draft day
Yeah.
of like
I
Diggs
laughed on
and
McLaurin.
But like McLaurin's gonna get the ball because they're gonna be down and stuff. But like Diggs, once it starts getting cold, like I don't know if Allen's gonna be tossing the ball as much to him. But like he's also starting like Scotty
And his
Miller.
flex is shaky. Yeah, and now he's got Kelly at his flex, the Chargers running back. But Russell Wilson's
I was we didn't mention
unbelievable
Russell.
right
So
now.
good.
Yeah.
That's your guy. That's Bryce's guy.
That's Dave's guy.
They're unlimited.
The Ben Tat, Mr. Unlimited.
All right, next up we got number 5, Munchin Ruggs.
Me?
I'll you start that off, Dave. Up 1 from last week.
Yeah, I mean, for me right now, it's just like all about getting Galladay back, really. And if the Giants signed Devontae Freeman, don't hate that, having that on my bench now a little bit. Never know what he could turn into. Ovi, I know you need anybody, so if you want to come knocking on him, I put him on the trade block.
I literally texted you yesterday.
But the offers, like I want you to think logically about the offers that you're putting in because it's
I'll order you Domino's right now.
no, I'm good. But like I just think like if Singletary can just mix in a touchdown, like I'll be fine because he's getting 8 or 9 every week, but he just hasn't been scoring. No one scores except for Allen or someone else. So I don't know. I feel okay about it, but like I need Mahomes to start putting up like 30, 35.
Yep, and Zeke had a down week. I had you.
Well, Dak stole his week, man.
Yeah, but I mean, still 18.
Sure.
And Dak should have beat you too if fucking Jeff started him.
Yeah,
It's true.
big week 2, 128. Solid score. That's gonna win you most weeks.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good matchup from Jeff. I mean, in all honesty, like that could have gone either way. Because even if he starts Dak and like Zeke gets in, then like you never like it was kind of up in the air. Because when Cook caught that touchdown, I texted both of you guys like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be horrible." But
yeah.
All right, next up, down a spot from last week, we have the money team. Had a big week, but it came at a cost. Lost Dave's guy, CMC. Gonna have to just stay 500 until he gets back.
cheers to McCaffrey.
But so I had myself at 4, so not too off. The wide receivers are the strength of the team. Calvin Ridley's number 1 wide receiver in football. DJ Moore just going to get better, and Godwin's coming back. So that's
Will Fuller.
well, he's on the bench.
But my thing about DJ Moore though is like, does he take a hit with no McCaffrey?
I'm looking at it like just the targets are going to go up. So he might be covered more, but he's going to get more targets.
Okay,
And
that's
he's
fair.
almost neutral, but Godwin coming back is obviously a bonus over 0.
Godwin helps. Yeah.
Hopeful.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you know that I only put you as low as I did just because McCaffrey's gone, and
Yeah,
I know how much that hurts. I mean, Wentz also stinks.
He's not my quarterback. He's just in the
Who's your-
quarterback spot right now.
Who's your quarterback?
Okay.
I'm streaming. It's 2020. We're streaming everything.
Everyone gets a trophy. Everybody wins. Everybody scores. It's great.
Yeah, that's the kind of league we're running here, apparently.
Okay.
I know it's a big week last week, 143 points. So it's not like I put up 120.
Hey, you had like 19 touchdowns, so I'm not saying you had a bad week. I'm just saying.
Receiving though, unfortunately.
We were watching on Red Zone. You had every time Dave mentioned you had every touchdown for like a minute and a half run on Red Zone.
I thought
Scott Hansen broke down each touchdown like in like a minute. I was like, what's going on?
It was Hurts
Here it comes.
and somebody else, and then I went back to Ridley, and I was like, oh, the Falcons might score 100 today. And they stopped. All right, next up we've got the unluckiest guy in the league so far, number 7, Justin. I am the liquor. He actually was 7 last week. Most points and losses 2 weeks in a row hurts.
That's rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Putting up 140 and losing is tough.
He's averaging
Silver lining, he's got 40 bucks.
One too.
I mean, if you win $20 a week, that's $260. You just got a free league fee.
Yep. Yeah.
Would you take? I mean, you get to be the losing team every week. You play for free.
I mean, I'm sure you would
13, but
you would take that right now. I'm sure.
You might as well get $20 a loss.
You might as well, yeah. 0-13. I think Jeff would just parlay that league fee into next year, and he could just play forever and go 0-13.
But yeah, so Justin's team, Josh Allen seems to be a legitimate fantasy quarterback. Sutton's gone.
Yeah.
Hurts.
I mean, I had him at 5. Like I think like he's at a tough 0-2, 140 this week, and like Kittle coming back.
Yeah.
Like Sutton out hurts, but like he's kind of in and out sometimes. So like I don't know. Like I like his roster a lot. So, like I think that there's going to be some weeks that he puts up like ton, especially since CeeDee Lamb is getting like, introduced into the offense still. But like he had a great week.
And he's got other receivers that can fill in too. I mean, he's got Edelman and AJ Brown on his bench.
Yeah.
Like
But,
Edelman
I
and
mean,
AJ
Cam
Brown.
Newton and Cam Newton, he's going to have probably some decisions to make with Josh Allen. That's going to be
I'm still
tough.
not a
Like, you
believer
can't sit Cam forever.
Kareem Hunt, though, like he had 2 touches in the first half, but he got a touchdown. Then once they were up bigger, they started giving it to him. But I just don't know if Chubb and him can both be studs.
But like, were we asleep during his draft? Because his bench is like way too good for like the rest of some of the teams. Like to have
Robinson, free agent, which helps.
I mean, yeah, but even like I don't know. I just think like some of the guys he has, I was like, man, like how did they slip or something?
I cut Cam right before week 1, then he picked him up off waivers.
But like even skill position guys, like
yeah,
like I just feel like he's really deep.
All right, next up,
So I was just looking, just real quick. I was looking at the quarterbacks for the league right now. Russell Wilson's got the most of 63. Second's Josh Allen, and third's Cam Newton.
he's got 2 out of 3, not bad.
2 and 3. But the only tough part about that is you almost can't trade quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It almost does you no good.
Not giving you up bench depth at running back for
a quarterback.
Bryce and I have
Not
tried.
one
We've tried to work something out.
Number 8, the biggest faller of the week, and it could have. I'm surprised it didn't even go lower after some of the scores he got. But Shiva down 6 spots from last week. Let's see who had him the lowest. I did. Let me pull up his team. And see.
I think I had them the highest. I had Shiva at 6.
So he scored 69 points. Nice.
Yeah, that was an off week.
But that's a tough week. Julio, wide receiver number 2 in his own system. He's obviously going to score more. But Adrian Peterson in the starting lineup.
He dropped like a 50-yard touchdown, too.
Dwight Hilton doesn't look like himself. You got bad kicker and defense scores, which is just fluky.
Yeah.
I think him and Hunt, though, both have, like, really good, like, high ceilings. Because, like, if their guys start clicking like they should, I mean, Julio, Hopkins, and now Taylor without Mac and T.Y., like, who hasn't been himself. And Mark Andrews had, like, 2 last week. Like, if those guys play like they should, like, he should move up.
I don't think he'll find a second running back the whole season. Like, James White isn't going to be James White. Tariq Cohen, they don't like him, it seems.
If him and We Still the Champs teams had sex, they'd be the greatest team alive. I mean, Jesse's got 3 nasty receivers. Hopkins is doing great this year,
Yeah.
beyond all our expectations.
We got
Hunt's got no
first-round
receivers. He's got all the
picks, 2
running backs.
second-round picks and 2 third-round picks would be a good team. Is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, I'm just saying. One team went all receivers. One team went all running backs. You're seeing, what's going to work out here. Who knows?
All right.
But Jonathan Taylor being the starter is going to help Jesse. So if
But
Jonathan
I
Taylor
agree.
can just come through, he's fine.
I agree with you, Bryce, that like I don't understand Tariq Cohen. Like they spent money on him
Yeah.
and he hasn't done anything.
Nothing.
It's like fucking Gio Bernard. It's just so stupid.
But you don't want Gio Bernard in your RB2.
But like
No, I
Tariq
don't.
Cohen has like showed flashes of being like a
That's
very
what they
good.
paid him too, like.
Yeah.
All right. Next one up, Ovi. 2 spots too
Why do you
high.
say it like
At
that?
number 9. Defender.
Why is he at 9?
Why do you say it like that?
Obi, listen, when we made this list, I just typed you at the bottom and then just went up. Like I didn't even have to put
I bet you
in
did.
any
I bet
thoughts
you did. Yeah.
about you being last.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ovi.
No,
Why
Yeah,
are
defend
you
yourself.
the
Defend yourself.
fifth best team in the
Defend
league?
yourself. Honestly, defend yourself.
I do have myself 5th. I mean, I'll say one of the easiest points here to make first off the bat is just because the team's 2-0 or 1-1 or 0-2 doesn't mean that, power rankings is how they look and how's the season going to go.
You look like you're going to have the least points.
There are 4 or 5 teams who just lost their best player. Just because the Bears are 2-0 doesn't mean they're the best team in the NFL.
No, and I would
There are
rank
teams
them
that are worse than them.
But you have
Yeah.
the least points
And-
in the league.
Yep.
You're similar
Yeah,
to
and it's been a slow start. No trophies are handed out after 2 weeks. Just as I mentioned last week, after 1 week. I
First
have
of all-
Le'Veon coming back soon. My
Okay,
team has,
good
the
luck.
touches are there. I just haven't produced the touchdowns yet. Tommy Terrific's going to get going. He's going to get more into the offense. Once the touchdowns start coming, I'm going to be a weapon.
Bryce, that little segment right there is the reason why I can't stand Obi. He should be sponsored by Maytag. It's an absolute spin cycle every single time that he opens his mouth. It's just all around. He tried to trade his whole team on Sunday again. He's in the corner texting Jeff. He's then defending his guy. Then he's texting me later that he wants this trade. I mean, I can't decide if he likes his team, if he hates his team. Bottom line is he read 3 quarterbacks that are killing it, that he picked Tom Brady like 4 rounds ahead of those guys.
Yep.
That's all I have to say.
And he's going to get going.
He's a salesman. Keenan Allen might get some targets if the quarterback change sticks. Derrick Henry is not.
None of those guys have touchdowns yet. That's my point. Derrick Henry's doing none of these guys have any touchdowns.
You got Tyler Higbee catching 3 touchdowns, so that's going to go.
Yeah, and which is if there was one weak spot coming into the season, the question mark was tight end. Now, obviously, that's not a question mark. I might have the best tight end in the league by the end of the year. Who knows? So if I do, that's even a bigger issue for everybody else.
Okay. So I had you at 12. Dave had you at 12.
You had yourself
I mean,
at what, like
obviously,
2?
yeah.
I mean, you're the least points in the league by like a margin.
Max Kellerman over here.
You are Max Kellerman.
I'm not biased. You guys just show bias. I
No.
go power rankings by the best.
You're
teams.
averaging
There are teams that
85
lost their
points
best
a week.
player. You just lost your best player.
Scoring is up. If you took him out of my lineup, I got a 0. I still blow you out.
Facts.
Facts only.
You're a facts guy.
Facts guy.
I am.
All right, number
And
10.
the fact is, the chance there's no CMC the rest of the year. There's
The
no
fact is
Saquon
that
the
you
rest of the
haven't
year. We know
won since the Reagan administration, so it doesn't matter. You literally
First-
Back to that.
Season ending.
George Washington
2
was still the
high
first
ankles,
president of the United States. I mean, it's a fact.
right? Okay. On to the next one. He was tied with Ovi, but Ovi had a higher ranking, so he moves down to 10. Out of the cellar, Dennis Doherty. He will be pumped. He's no longer the number 12 team in the league.
I'm happy for him.
He lost, but he's still over 100 again. I had him at 10. Dave had him at 8, so I'll let you start off, Dave.
Well, in all honesty, I think like he has a really good depth on his team, and if like Fournette decides, like if they decide at some point that Ronald Jones is not going to be the guy, which I would think would happen at some point. He hasn't been bad, but like Fournette showed glimpses this past week of being like he sort of was. So I mean that gives him like 3 decent running backs, Drake, Johnson, and him. And then you got like Fant, Judy, and then if Michael Thomas like gets healthy, I mean I think his team has like he has a good bench to like take advantage of injuries, kind of what's going on right now. Like Judy with like Sutton out could be
Yeah.
you know, his wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It just depends on who the quarterback is and how Breeze does and all that stuff. But I mean, Waller's an absolute beast.
Yeah.
I'm so mad that I mistakenly took him.
Yeah. And Noah Fant looks good too. He's got him on.
He does look good.
Can't play 2 tight ends, so.
You
Yeah,
also
I sent him a trade offer, but I don't even think he looks at this, so I don't even
you have to
know.
like
Probably
text
not.
him,
Yeah.
call him.
You have to knock on his door. You got to show up in the middle of the night.
Seriously, have to show up and do it face to face. Yeah.
Definitely do have to be nervous though about the running back. Kenyon Drake hasn't looked good a couple weeks.
I mean, he hasn't killed Harry. That's the only note that I had on his team. He hasn't killed Harry. And then I moved on to the next team.
a lot of targets, but it's N'Keal Harry.
But then again, if Kenyon Drake is getting 20 carries a game, like you can ride with that.
I think Kyler Murray's taken half his touchdowns from last
Sure.
year.
But like there's gonna be a few games that like halfway through that they're gonna start playing this kind of like spy scenario where like Drake is gonna get some touchdowns.
He can't be worse. He's not going to average 9 points a week.
No, but having 20 carries, I feel okay with that.
All right. Next up, we've got TP43 coming in at 11. He was tied. Jeff and him were tied. Spoiler alert. But Cody comes in at 11. I had him the highest. Let me look at his team. Let me pull it up.
He just lost Saquon, which is his big hit. I mean, Metcalf's been great. He's got 17 each week, but, I mean, is he going to do that forever? Who knows? They run the ball a lot. But, I mean, I like Metcalf. Beckham had a little bounce-back game with a nice touchdown. But, I mean, starting run backs are David Montgomery and Nyheim Hines. So, about all you need to know.
RB2 is tough. Montgomery looks pretty good. Matt Ryan's throwing the ball 60 times a game. So he's going to score. He's got Travis Kelce. He hasn't blown up yet, but he had 19 and a half. OBJ caught a big touchdown. You never know what you're going to get out of him. But yeah, Saquon's a loss. He's got to from that. We got waivers running tonight. I'm sure it's going to be active. We'll see who
with all the injuries for sure.
Finds the gem there.
I do think that like CeeDee Lamb is kind of hurting Gallup a little bit right now. Like he's kind of like getting less looks than he normally would, I guess. Like he was projected 12 last week. Like I think that's kind of high in that offense right now. Like there's just too many guys to go around.
All right, and then in number 12, he's not going to be happy. Tied for 11.
He's not going to be happy.
Happy. Jeff.
I had him 10.
I had him at 9, so I'll lead off why I had him there. Pull up his team.
He's got Miles Sanders back.
Miles
He had a good week.
He's got Ronald Jones and RB2. That can't stay. And he's got to start Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dropping 39 in your bench hurts. I know Aaron Rodgers had a good week 1, but
yeah, I mean, it's 30 points week 1. I don't know. Against Detroit, like
hard.
they always put up points against Detroit.
You can't sit Dak.
I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah, it's still hard. But now with no Devontae Adams, that probably makes this decision a little easier.
I like Juju. I like Hill.
I mean, you saw Hill limping again at the end of the game.
Yeah,
like he does every.
He gets hurt every
year.
But then he'll get a big touchdown next week, and he'll limp off after that. He'll still get.
Yeah.
But that's what I've got on Jeff.
I don't hate Jeff's team. I mean, like all of his guys have like get usage right now. So like it depends.
I mean, Sony Michel can go.
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Gage almost threw a touchdown. That would have been cool.
You can pull up that line.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk has 3 points in 2 weeks. He had a bagel the first week, then had 3 last week.
It did just get a quarterback upgrade, though. Jimmy G.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you call it an upgrade, yeah. Melvin Gordon's actually been good. I wasn't sure about him. I wanted him, but then I just wasn't sure. Philip Lindsay and her obviously helped.
He's got Justin Tucker hanging 16.
And then Jared Cook fucked him last night. But what can you do?
He was bad. Like, I mean,
even
that touchdown almost slipped through his hand. I was like, he barely caught it. It like slipped through both of his hands, and then he caught it with his legs. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I had him last year, so I was like, I knew this was going to happen tonight. Like, I knew he was going to score.
Yeah. But all right, that's it for this week. I'm sure we'll see a shake-up next week. It's going to be a wild week to see who can recover and who can't.
When Ovi's 0-3, it's going to be a different story next week.
So that brings.
Are we going over next week?
That brings us into the week 3 preview. We'll start off with your matchup.
Dave, start with it.
Dave, you have the floor.
Oh, baby. I mean, like I said to you, Bryce, there is a weekend every year that a man is just very excited for. And I would say this week, I can't wait to run through the next one and make him the captain of the basement of this league. I cannot wait. I mean, I got Mahomes with his foot on the gas for Monday night. It's going to be 48-40 in this game. He is going to run it up. He's going to have Derrick Henry against Minnesota, Gurley against Chicago. Gurley might not even make that full game. Like, he will probably get hurt or something will happen. I'm really, really, really excited. And I can't wait because I know Ovi's going to spin this into something about me being a jerk or me being an asshole and wishing for injuries and this whole thing. However, I just really want Ovi to know that I can't wait for Sunday. That's all I have to say.
You guys going to watch it together?
Absolutely not.
No. No way. No, I mean, this is the one that you circle on the calendar when the year comes out. Whether you're 0-2, 2-0, it doesn't matter. What I would say to the rest of the league is this is rival week for me. This is the biggest game of the year for me.
Throw out the record book.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, this is my rivalry week. This is Dave and I's rivalry week.
This is your Super Bowl. This is your Super Bowl because you go 0-3 here and you are upset.
Big time. No, I mean, every week's my Super Bowl going out. So this is where it starts. I would say this to the league. This is you should be so mad that I have my rivalry week now because my team's going to get up for it. I don't even have to give a pep talk. This is, where my team gets going. They're 0-2. They're in the basement. They're kind of low. They see Dave on the schedule. They say, oh, here we go. Now's the time to shine. Back in my day when I would play for rivalry week, you could do, a couple things in the game. You step on a hand, twist an ankle, do something. Now it's more, social media driven. I think if I was playing now in rivalry week, to find an edge, you need to find some way to get an edge, to get an advantage on your opponent. I would say, maybe you see their girlfriend is on Snapchat or on Instagram. She's watching a movie with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend plays on that rivalry team over there. What do you do? How do you get an edge?
Back together.
Where are we going?
Maybe you take a little dick pic or something, send it to their girlfriend. Whoa. She opens it on the couch with him, just gets him rattled. Whatever it takes to get an edge. This is rivalry week. Whatever it takes.
Whatever that story was, the bottom line is your team gets up for each opponent. That's just
what I said to my team.
Your team gets up for each opponent. My opponent walks out the tunnel every day, same thing. Same mindset, same thing. Win. That's all we care about. You care about all this other stuff.
You beat up on Citadel in Jackson State. That's what you like to do.
Run it up. Don't care.
Yeah, and then you come into the conference games and you lay eggs. And that's what's about to happen.
I don't lay eggs. I have a trophy in the last decade, so it's fine.
All right, on to the next matchup. We got me versus Dennis. I don't know if he'll be up in Boston, so we won't be watching together either. I got some decisions to make at RB2 quarterback. Trying to figure out how to post CMC life, how we're going to handle it. But I think my wide receivers are going to carry me to the W here. James Conner's back. Bell cow. Benny Snell didn't do himself any favors starting off last week. So hopefully it's his job.
This is time for Dennis to get some respect.
Yep, definitely. We both lost our first round picks. Neither one of us are at full strength, but it's a big week. 1-1, 2-1's a hell of a lot better than 1-2.
Yeah. In-state rival.
Yep. But that's all I've got on that. What do you got?
I just put that in-state rival and Ridley. I mean, he's been wide receiver 1. See if he can keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, there's some back and forth, good matchups for him, bad matchups for you, good matchups for you, bad matchups for him. There's it will be definitely a come down to the wire kind of scenario, I think.
Yeah. Who's got last steps? Just real quick. Not me. Great.
No.
Perfect. Let's see what we got next. If my phone will work. We've got Justin trying to get a win up against Klaus. Not the easiest matchup. Klaus is looking like he's got a big projection. Justin's still got some inactive guys in, so we'll have to see what he decides on. Half his team's banged up.
We're all rooting for I'm the Liquor here.
I'm a Klaus guy. I'm a Klaus guy. So.
But yeah, it's it'll be a good one. Kyler Murray got Detroit, so he's probably going to put up some points. You have to lean Klaus's direction, but I don't know. Justin's been finding a way to put up numbers.
He's been putting up a lot of points too. Yeah,
find a way to get it across the goal line. Next matchup we have is Shiva versus Brandon, the 2020 self-proclaimed 2020 champ. Lamar
champ after 2 weeks
versus Kansas City, he might score 50.
Yeah, and that's how Dave has laughed ups against me. That's a dangerous game to have laughed ups.
You know what's happened every time I have last up against you.
It's going to be 50-49 final. I mean, it's so Lamar Jackson going to go off. Patrick Mahomes is going to go off. It's Monday night.
Yeah, and
Keep
Brandon
it-
also
keep-
got Edwards-Helaire, however the hell you say that, on Monday night too. So he's got some firepower late. Jess is going to need a big lead. He does have Mark Andrews going. He didn't get a lot of snaps. He actually got out-snapped by the backup tight end who does more blocking, but it's still a little weird.
I do think like Jesse might be getting a big week from Julio this week. Like they have to go back and think like, what are we doing?
Yeah, Matt Ryan's the guy. He had 2.5 points last week. Here's 20 targets, 250 yards.
Then again,
or get the run game and get early going because maybe run the ball, run the clock a little bit, protect those leads. Maybe they go that way.
Yeah, no, they probably learn. Dan Quinn's a quick learner, it seems.
But like Julio could have had 14 last week if he caught that touchdown. So like, I feel like they'll feed him.
Yeah. All right, next one we got up. This is a battle for number 12, unless Ovi smartens up and puts himself there. But we've got Cody versus Jeff.
Jeff's got the high projection of the week at 120. He needs to win this one. He really does. He's getting Cody with no Saquon. Team morale's low. Time for Jeff to swoop in.
He's got Dak in the lineup, which is a great start.
They have Juju and Sanders 14 and 16. Like I think that's a little bit high for Juju. And Melvin Gordon at 15 projection.
Yeah.
Tampa's D's actually looked
high numbers.
Pretty decent.
Tampa's D look good.
Yeah. Especially against the run. CMC got 2 touchdowns. We take those away and had a pretty low week. He got hurt in the fourth quarter, so that's not the reason. Dak, after dropping 39 last week on his bench, he's going to put up like a 16 this week. Zeke's going to have like 5 touchdowns. So Zeke's against me, so Zeke will have 5 rushing touchdowns. Dak will have like 12 points.
It's all about you.
You know what's going to happen.
Well, I just putting in a little factoid there.
But yeah, so Cody, he's got Nyheim Hines in there, projected 13.
That seems high.
Yeah. But it'll be.
Wrote that was high.
He's going to need OBJ to show up against Washington.
Cody, if you're looking for running backs or anything, let me know.
Yeah, call me. I got a couple for you.
He's got on Monday night, though, last stops, which he could catch a couple touchdowns.
I don't know if Cody even watches these or has a cell phone. I don't know where he is right now, but I would, if he's interested, he has my information.
All right, and last matchup, it's a couple highly ranked guys. What do we got? 3 versus 4, Matt and Hunt. Couple big projections. Yeah, what do you guys got?
It's a running back powerhouse. I mean,
Kamara projected 18.
Yeah. I mean and Matt's got great, Mixon and Aaron Jones too. So a lot of good running backs.
Yeah.
Maybe it comes down to the tight ends. I mean, Zach Ertz and Hunter Henry. One of them going to have a big game or something, or defense has a big game to really decide this. But just a lot of good running backs, obviously.
Yeah, Matt's got a questionable flex right now. Not sure if he's planning on going with Kelly. He did get 2 carries last week, wherever the hell that came.
Yeah. They're using them.
But yeah, that'll be the interesting one to watch. But yeah, Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones.
Matt has some tough matchups. Diggs at the Rams. I don't love that. And then
if they're gonna put Mixon on him.
Jones even at New Orleans, don't really love that. I don't know. I think it all comes down to if they flip those projections, if they figure out a good day. Even Hunt having Jacobs against the Patriots, he could potentially go off because I thought he was really good last night. And I feel like the Patriots have trouble with those kind of guys that run between the tackles and catch the ball at the same time. It's so it could go either way. But
yeah. All right, that's the last matchup of the week. Real quick, we'll just do best bets and then we're on to week 3. Dave, you can start us off.
As you know, not a huge betting guy here. Only on prop bets for the Thunder and stuff like that. It's really the only time that I do bets.
Might sneak an NBA too.
Win it.
Yeah, like Oklahoma City basketball is usually the only time that I bet. I was looking at the line. I do like Tennessee -1.5 at the Vikings.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are horrible, and also just because
game for Derrick Henry.
They got hopefully not. They got rid of a bunch of stars and just got all these draft picks, and I think they're just figuring it out. And the Titans with Vrabel look like a veteran team. So it would. I think that's probably where I would go if Ryan Tannehill can continue doing what he's doing, which I don't understand how he's doing.
That's up to 2.5 from a pick 'em already. So money's
Okay.
coming in on the Titans.
Yeah.
And if you're a better and you take it, and there's a guy who doesn't usually bet, if he has a pick, you have to take it because you know that wins.
So
The guys who always bet and have picks suck. The guys,
I mean,
that's just how
You're
it goes.
putting a lot of pressure on me to act like I know what
I'm
I'm
not.
talking about, but I'm
not.
just saying that's
No,
one that I
I'm
did see.
supporting
That I was
you.
like, okay, thank
I
you.
like it.
what you got, Obi?
One time this week, you will.
I was, yeah, it's the only time I'm going to support you until next Tuesday, and then I'll think about it.
Thank you.
Last week I was 2-0. Of course, I didn't bet either of them. This week, my favorite one, looking at it, I'm drinking the Cardinals Kool-Aid. Cardinals -5.5. I think they can win by a touchdown at home against Detroit. Detroit's defense blows. Matt Patricia might not make it out of this week, but drinking
Your
the
boy.
Cardinals. Yeah,
You
drinking the
hate-
Cardinals Kool-Aid. So I think them -5.5 at home.
All right. So last week, my best bet, Ravens, never in doubt, easy winner. The money line, that wasn't an official play, but I gave out, had a chance. They covered. They had the ball going down to score, didn't work. But this week, I did. Titans were on my list, but I think I'm gonna go with the Pats. Everybody saw Vegas last night. Go out, beat the Saints, looking good.
Wow.
Wait, I think money's gonna keep coming in on the Raiders, and you get the Pats at a lower number. But
I don't even know if that's how that
number
works, but-
6.
I think you wait. It's at 6 right now. It started at 6.5. It's just going down.
Okay. Can you give us a number? You gonna give us 5.5?
I'm gonna wait, but I'll take it at 6.
Okay.
But wait, and I'll
That's a great. I've never seen that before.
if they win by 5 and I got it at 4.5, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Put up a video and update us on Sunday.
All right, perfect.
That's big number.
And your winners won last week. What'd you have?
I had the Tampa Bay Carolina over 47 that made by 1, and then the other one was Seattle 3.5, and they covered
Easy.
by 5. Obviously with the stop, yeah, easy with the stop with Cam
Yeah.
Newton.
But yeah,
All you had to do was run to the pylon this way.
so everybody should be
I mean,
winning with these picks, and we're gonna raise the league fees next year.
Yep, exactly. That's our reasoning.
All right, that does it for this week. We'll talk to
All
you guys next week. Good luck in your matchup. I'm sure we'll be talking.
Hey, thanks for having me. I can't wait to recap next week. If you have to have me on for like a 2-minute segment to be really excited about what happened this week, just let me know. You have my number.
Little quick guest spot.
Make sure you keep that word if you lose. Okay, we look
Okay.
forward to having you next week.
I'll join on. You said I wouldn't win this week, so I'm here.
All right, thanks guys.
Can't wait.